3, 2,
We're
1. We're live. Everybody, welcome to Unlighten Me. We have Mr. Dean Donlon from. Are you officially Oregon now?
Yep, Medford, Oregon.
So
Central Point.
Medford. Do people know where Medford, Oregon is?
I don't know. Southwest Oregon.
Population 1.2. You and whoever else comes along.
Medford's the fourth largest economy in Oregon, which doesn't say too much, but it's growing significantly. It's supposed to double in the next 20 years. So
Yeah.
I would say Medford's like Boise, Idaho in 1998 when I moved out.
Oh, so yeah.
So it's
When was I in Boise? That's like early 2000s, right?
Yeah, I was right when I started bodybuilding.com. So like,
So,
when did I start there?
3.
No, it had to be like 08 or something.
Oh, is that late? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah,
my chronology.
08 to 13 is when I was there, so
Yeah.
had to be like 08, 09 when you came out.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
You were like the young buck doing.
Yeah.
And now we're both like the old dudes.
I
doing
know, dude. Well, pulling up here, I
Oh,
didn't even realize. I didn't know anybody. I'm pulling up. I'm like, oh shit, there's Jim Stepani. That's about it.
And it's, coming through, you walk through the booths, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I know these people. And they're nobody's paying attention to them. Saw a little bit of fitness nonsense, BS, because we're at the Olympia.
That's crazy.
I'll just keep doing this. We don't have to, we don't have to stop, because it doesn't.
I don't really care about my Facebook anyways. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
No, it
Doesn't
is
matter.
important though.
Okay, well, kick it. They know,
Oh.
they got the point.
You can go to his page, check it out now.
So it's all there. They got the idea, so they're on.
Yeah.
But so I'm over there, and I'm like, oh, well, the people are like, that's the new dude. I may screw his name up, but I think it's John Skywalker. I have no idea who this guy is. If you've heard him, let me know. He's a younger guy. He has he's tall, thin, looks less in shape than the average guy that plays pickup basketball on the weekends. Okay, so he's not muscular, he's not lean, he's not just.
Oh damn, my phone's in on.
Let's
look this dude up, see what's up.
And he's got almost like a miniature Dragon Ball Z hair going up. That's the hydrogen peroxide kind of orangish or whatever. And he's over there and he's in the thing. He's taking his pants down, so he's literally got his Calvin Kleins, his tidy whities on, which I didn't know people wore those anymore. Apparently that's coming back. People are running around, pictures, all this crap. I'm like, who's this dude?
Some fake ass like Instagram.
He's a YouTuber, man, I guess, and that's the thing, man. So, number one, primarily, the big thing I want to talk to you about is the weed, the marijuana, the CBD, THCs, the combinations. I want to kind of hit that. Yeah, I want to hit that first, and then we get into bullshit later, and whatever. So, folks on my side, the. I'm gonna call it about 2 months ago. I started CBD oil for my PTSD.
Yeah. And you got on CW.
Yeah.
Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, Charlotte's Web, which was
hemp oil.
Their hemp oil.
Yeah.
And then the advanced, the higher, they're more potent one. They have 3 different ones with different levels.
Just do. Which if it's CBD, who gives a shit with the potency?
That's what I'm saying. So the one that was a larger volume,
play.
so it's easier to screw us. So I don't have to buy every week, right?
Yeah.
So it was a volume thing, like shopping at Sam's or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I noticed a little bit, not a ton. I'm just, being absolutely honest with it. And I'm the only case study on it. Done a lot of research on it. You sent me an article that was done by, were they both Israeli? Was it all Israeli?
Yep. It's Israel is by far like the most advanced in research and development for cannabis as a medicine and stuff. They're killing it over there. They have fields large enough that they say could supply the entire U.S. with cannabis. So Israel is leaps and bounds ahead of
that's
most of the shit we see around here.
They're not so regulated.
Yeah.
And some of that, to defend us, America, there's a smaller population, smaller landscape, smaller geography.
Right.
I think it's easier to deal with stuff like that. Netherlands, Finland.
And they're a great ally to us, so we'll let them do the development, and then we'll start selling all their weed for them.
I'm sure we're funding it. Somehow we're funding it anyway, right? So the deal was, and the thing is, they took CBD as an individual unit and then as a whole plant.
Yeah.
Whole plant may be misleading because it was still an extract, but it had all components of the whole plant.
Yeah. So the difference is when they extract it, they can break down the cannabinoids.
Yeah.
So they separate the CBD, and then that's just isolated. So the whole plant just means they don't separate anything. They take the whole plant, they process it, and extract the oil straight out of it. And that's how you have your RSO, your Rick Simpson oil, and that's kind of where all it can beat cancer stuff came from was from Rick Simpson.
And the interesting part for me is the one thing that I kind of learned, which learning is a small part of it. The THC was only a maximum level of 1.1%. Now, what I don't know is on a high level, what does that equate to? Does that make sense? Is that an extremely low level being 1%? Or is that normal if you were to smoke it or go... Does that make sense what I'm saying?
It's so the way that they're separating that 1%, so the hemp CBD stuff is totally different than everything that I deal with on like the weed and cannabis side and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the reason they do the whole shenanigans with the less than 1% THC thing on the CBDs is just for legal reasons and that kind of stuff, and for peace of mind. CBDs work much better with a whole entourage effect, just like your amino acids and shit. So if you have THC, it actually you'll get a much better benefit. But you don't have to get high on THC. You can have a THCA, which is decarboxylated, and it won't have that hallucinogenic effect. So there's, like you said, just learning on it, there's so much to get into that I have a hard time really trying to even talk about it, because I can say the wrong shit, because we're learning so much about it now. We got CBGs, CBNs, like they're finding out about like CBGs, I think. Yeah, CBGs are like an opiate effect. CBNs can help you sleep. Like,
well, but even the CBGs, it's only under a certain point, it's nothing.
Yeah.
And then once it hits that, I don't know how they do the units, if it's micro units or if it's units or micrograms.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember how they measure the units, but it was literally like 1/10 of a unit higher. You went from nothing to everything.
Yeah.
On the effects. And the CBG, and I was just like.
Yeah, and it depends on like the strain and how high it's going to be, because you got like your 20-to-1s with a higher CBD to THC ratio, and so I don't know. I just smoke all of it.
There's like whatever goes, it goes. Yeah. So what?
My biggest thing is you got to know where it comes from, and that it doesn't have chemicals in it. Because just because you buy it at a fucking dispensary doesn't mean it's going to be good CBD or good weed or anything. It could still be old and just as shitty as anything else. It just doesn't have pesticides or mold in it. So.
And the feds kind of try to regulate it, but dude, they can't regulate anything anyway.
Well, the local state governments try to regulate that. Yeah. The feds will in a few years.
They'll get there.
Yeah, a couple of years.
So some people can learn this, and now I blank on names. I suck with names. But the number one reason hemp is banned and outlawed and illegal has nothing to do with getting high, and everything to do with paper mills. Were you aware of this? Like right after before World War II.
So it's got to do. It's a bunch of stuff. It's not just paper mills. You also have.
Clothing.
All your textiles.
All textiles.
All textiles are a main reason as well. Yeah, that it was banned.
And was it Whitney? Do you remember the?
I don't remember the whole.
That owned all the paper mills, was the one that was the primary lobbyist.
Yeah, I used to have this little book on the history of weed and stuff that I read, but when I got busted, they confiscated like. Yeah.
Like of all the things,
out of all
literature.
They took my bongs. I'm like, but it's not illegal to own fucking books. I don't care if they talk about weed. Like you can't. And I didn't get those back either. They gave me a camera and like 2 memory cards back, and I'm like, peace.
Well,
that was a different story.
Yeah, that's a whole other mess. So it's interesting to me that the primary reason it's illegal.
Yeah. Well, the whole reefer madness, like propaganda, like all that stuff's fucking insane.
Yeah,
like, if I look back, I remember seeing in like the 90s and shit, watching the news and shit. I remember seeing like, oh, kid overdosed from marijuana, and you actually saw that shit on the fucking news.
Yeah, and it was bullshit.
And it's never happened ever in the history of the world. It's never happened.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah, and that's the same with like, there's just so many variables that people don't know with driving and stuff.
Yeah.
There's people I know, I drive all the time and I'm fucking stoned all day. And I've never had anybody tell me like, oh, you drive fucking terrible and shit. But
you may go slower.
Yeah, well, most people I know, if they don't smoke as much as I do, if they're high, they're like, bro, I'm not fucking driving.
Yeah.
You're not like, oh, I'm good. You're like, I'm way too
Where with alcohol, it almost gives you the courage to drive like a jackass, and then you know.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm good, I can do it.
And it's...
Take one too many hits, and you're like, oh, fuck, bro.
I'm not going there. You drive.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's, and so one of the things, I firmly believe, I'm thinking it's short term. Some people tell me I'm an idiot. But by the first year of the next president, it's going to be basically legal federally.
Oh yeah, I mean it could be faster than that. Look at how much shit Trump talks about Jeff Sessions already.
Yeah.
And that was the only old man in the world who was against it still. So
Yeah.
I think I think most of your states will go legal in the next 2 years, and within like 4 or at the most 5 years, like you said, the beginning of the next presidency.
That's what I'm saying, because like Texas decriminalized it.
Yeah. Well, there's only, I think, six, maybe 8 states where it's actually illegal.
Yeah.
Everything else is either decriminalized, legal in some manner, or there's CBD oil or whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody who has just CBD oil illegal is already changing it. So
yeah. That's what unlocked the door.
Yeah, I think in this year's elections is going to be crazy. I think we'll see
midterms?
like 10 states fucking go recreational.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure.
Yeah.
And the ones that don't go recreational will go medicinal, which just means...
And then you'll have like...
Yeah.
Fucking Idaho. That's going to wait till it goes federal.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be fucking a couple of years in Idaho.
Yeah, they're crazy, man. So, what do you want? Like, do you want to get into the industry of? Like, what are you trying to do with it?
So right now, we just actually Friday last week got our wholesale license for Oregon. So that would be like being like the Europa of weed would be my goal. Yep. So
do they do exclusivity like regionally?
Right now, it's an open market in the industry. Like we get to kind of craft it as we go, just like supplements back in like '96.
Yeah. That was the good times.
Yeah. So you take the supplement industry in ` multiply it times like 4,000, and then that's where the weed industry is just starting. So. Damn. Yeah, it's right now we have Washington. I got a partner in Washington with a license. We just got Oregon. Been talking to a few people. Nevada's I kind of wrote off as not doing because they had all these fucking laws where it was monopolized by the 8 alcohol distributors.
No.
And then
I don't blame them.
The Department of Taxation came in and was like, fuck this, because all the alcohol distributors just weren't. There's tons of speculation on why they weren't. I think they were capable. I just think they were like, fuck that. We don't want to sell weed because people drink less alcohol.
Yeah.
So I think that was their kind of ploy to kill the market. But the state taxation in Nevada came in and pulled that exclusivity away from them. But it's still
just a
lot of politics and shit here because
just
now that
let it play out and then
you got a lot of money playing. So after that happened, I heard a rumor that the Gaming Commission started threatening casinos that if you allow marijuana or anything marijuana related, events or anything, we'll pull your gaming license. So the International Marijuana Conference, I think the IMCB or something, is at the not the Orleans, the Rio, I think maybe it was supposed to be, but I think they have to cancel it now because I don't know. It's
just politics.
So now we've talked to a few people about partnering here, and my goal with California and Nevada is the populations, and then once it goes federal, I'll have all the farms and stuff up in Oregon and Washington, and then our partners with distribution in Southern Cali and Nevada will be kind of the distribution outlets because you're not going to be able to produce weed as cheap or as good as we do in Oregon, and if you want to go indoor, there's the cheapest place in the entire country for power is Spokane.
Would make sense.
The most expensive thing outside of water is power. Most expensive thing for indoor is power. So,
are you allowed to import it all, or does it all have to be within the state?
Right now, it has to be within the state.
Okay.
But I'm more looking for the long-term thing. Like, we're not going to make tons of money just doing transportation within state to state.
Yeah.
But I'll own all the relationships in Oregon and Washington. So then once our distribution channels open up on a federal level, we'll be able to go. And we've been talking to people. I'll probably broker a international deal before I broker a state-to-state deal. Because you got Canada, Israel, there's Mexico, Jamaica.
That's where I was going with that.
All sorts of countries already drafted. Like Israel's been working on drafting up import-export laws, rules and regulations and shit. So Canada obviously is going to just be steamrolling with it, I think. Yeah. So I think you'll see that stuff probably within the next year. Maybe even by the end of next year for sure, you'll see those countries brokering large, like moving kilos and kilos and.
It only makes sense.
Boats load. Yeah. Just like any other economy or industry.
Well, because that's like once the federal government says okay, then it just becomes effectively produce.
Yeah.
Right?
It's an agricultural crop. It's just, it kind of adds that element. Like a lot of people want to, like with legalizing it, they're like, oh, it should be regulated like alcohol. It should be regulated like medicine. It should be regulated like tobacco. It should be regulated like food.
That's all
Because
fucked up.
Yeah, it goes into
Like,
so
it's like-
it goes into so many different ways.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
What does that
you
even
could just
mean?
regulate it like marijuana, you know?
Right? Yeah.
And
I mean, I think regulation should be obviously be clean.
yeah, regulation on marijuana I think is going to be pretty extensive on a federal level. Like Oregon right now, the regulations for marijuana are stricter than any food regulations
Really?
in the country.
Because I was thinking the direction of like organic growth and things like that. So
Yeah.
you have to be protective of the soil. You have to be protective of the plant and what you dump on it and all the all that kind of
Yeah.
crap. But it makes
Yeah,
sense.
it'll be interesting too with all the soil, all the waste, all that kind of stuff coming from a lot of these farms and shit. This year's gonna be crazy, bro.
Yeah, I know.
There's so many farms. There's gonna be so much fucking weed in like 2 months. Like there's gonna be enough weed just within like an hour and a half from my house to supply the whole fucking country for the next year. I can guarantee it. You can just see it from sitting on the patio. You can see.
So what do you think you think it's gonna go medicinal? I mean, it's just gonna pill up and be extracts and oils and.
A lot of people are going to have to take a lot of crops. I mean, we've had all
Yeah.
those fires and shit
Yeah.
that are going to make everybody's weed taste like bacon. And
Okay, that's like you're gonna sales go up 8,000%. We got bacon.
just marketing, bro. Just like in the supplement industry, it's just like
Yeah.
creatine. Like
Yeah.
you could buy any creatine for 10 cents, and it was all how you marketed it.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Just throw a bunch of shit in it. So.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, so this year, weed is going to be crazy, and I think the market's going to drop out this year just because there's going to be such a surplus. People are going to be selling weed cheap on the rec market and the medical market. Medical or open market would be the black market, but the adult use market it'll just make it stabilize.
Yeah.
People are going to lose shit tons of money and just fall off, and then on the medical side, people are going to sell their shitty ass weed for super cheap, and then there's just gonna be fucking cheap shitty weed everywhere.
And I mean, I don't care if it happens with alcohol, it happens with supplements, any industry, food. I mean.
And then after it crashes, it'll
Yeah.
fucking stabilize, and
It'll
because
rebound.
right now you're seeing like in Oregon, Washington, Colorado, you probably see like a fucking 80 or 90% success rate for cannabis companies.
Yeah.
That's not sustainable in any industry.
Yeah, no.
I mean, imagine if
No.
90% of the supplement companies we've seen come out lasted.
More than a year.
Yeah,
It'd be
every human in the world would have to take 30 different supplements every day just to be able to suffice that. So,
Yeah. This is
so
impossible.
you're going to see, I think you'll see in the next 2 years like a 70% failure rate.
Man.
Like, that's just...
It's a correction. It's needed.
Yeah.
You got to
Yep.
do it. It keeps it clean. Keeps it right. Yeah.
Yep. And there's too many grows going in. I mean, you got people in like LA, you got... there's places here where people have spent like $7-8 million to get a facility running. It's like, dude, we grow just as much weed up there, just as good. Like in Humboldt,
Yeah.
those guys are growing it just as good and shit for pennies on the dollar. I'm like, how is that even going to be a comparable market?
That's insane.
I'll be able to deliver down here for 70% less than it cost you to produce it.
That's fucking. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's...
Okay, so couple questions. This is what people are sending me, so obvious, and I know the answer to a lot of these, but we'll
Yeah.
say. I can't be the expert because I'm not.
I'm not an expert.
Right, but
I
you're
just get
closer
to
to an
talk
expert than
about
I
it all
am.
day.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, okay, well, smoking tobacco is shit for you, right?
Mhm.
We've known that for years. So, is there a measurable scientific difference between smoking weed as to smoking tobacco,
Yes.
as far as damage to the
getting
lungs
into-
and
yeah.
things like that? Does that make
So
sense?
there's... everybody go research this yourself. I don't know too much on this part.
We're speaking on the surface.
But
Understand the
cannabis
service
is a bronchodilator.
Right.
So number one, first and foremost, it's going to help you actually breathe better than worse. So in terms of actual studies, I haven't seen too much besides just, people who run a lot or smoke weed, and they're like, I smoke a shit ton of weed and I run more than all my friends.
Yeah.
So I've never seen anything that would say there is damage, but I can't quote or source any sources saying that it's not. A lot of people go off the premise, smoke's bad for you. I'm like, well, that's just because that's what you're fucking told your whole life.
Right.
I've never been proven that. I've been smoking a shit ton of weed since I was 13 years old.
And then
And I've never had any breathing problems or fucking anything. So
the only long-term study I've ever really dived into was University of Texas one, which I think I referenced to you a little bit to somebody. I don't remember.
think so. I think maybe we talked about that a while
That
ago.
one, it didn't specifically target that, but it referenced it saying that the group that did smoke, because they had it multiple forms and the whole deal, but the group that smoked showed no negative effects through anything from teeth to tongue to taste buds to carcinogen increase to so on and so forth. So there was really nothing as compared to people who did nothing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So the smoking the weed had no negative effect to them as far as, lungs and bronchial and all that. So that's the only one.
Yeah, I think
that's
we'll
all
see,
I got. But
I think we'll see a lot more legitimate studies on everything weed related now. Now that you can have government funding and stuff behind it a lot more. So the real answer to that, I think, will come out. But I think we're both right. I think it'll just come out and be like, fuck yeah, you should smoke weed.
like it doesn't, like if you smoke it or you eat it or whatever.
I'm not saying everybody should smoke weed.
Well,
but
as far as like
if you smoke weed, it's not going to affect
worrying
your
about lung
athletic
cancer.
performance.
Yeah. And
in a negative manner.
Right. And I know a lot of cyclists on the top level from.
Yeah, look at fucking Arnold.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
shit.
so there's a lot of unscientific references to show
that's what I
that
was saying. Like, I can't
people,
say...
people that need maximum VO2 are smoking weed and they're still winning championships.
Well, look at every fucking athlete who ever gets... Look at Michael Phelps. Who has more stamina than him?
Yeah. I mean, he beat a great white shark. No, he didn't really, but...
No, but he could. But, and I bet you
That
could
dude.
take fucking bong rips 10 times bigger than anybody I know because his lungs are, probably capable of some cool shit.
Yeah. And there was one small thing, and I'll get off of the science of it, that your areola sacs actually, when smoking weed, would soften and expand.
Oh, shit.
And I don't know if it was soften and expand or soften and increase the likelihood of multiplying. I don't remember either or, but so it was almost like with the bronchial dilation that maybe increase your VO2.
Kind of soft, dude.
Like you like
That's
that.
good, right?
No, in the lungs, Tom. Like, not your.
I know.
Not the
areolas.
titties. That's it, yeah. But so that was the only thing that I had seen there.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
personally would agree with everything too. It's great for you.
That's. Well, I don't know.
No, it doesn't
It's not gonna
affect
help
you in
your
a
max
negative
lift,
manner.
maybe, but yeah.
No.
And then is High Life, is that the company name?
Yeah, that's our distribution company. Yeah.
And then this is now a little bit of personal stuff. We're going to bounce all around.
It's cool.
You in your short bio on the social media, you've done fucking everything. Like music and distribution and supplement industry and entertainment industry. I mean, like it's like, what have you not done yet?
I haven't been in
Business
porn.
wise.
I haven't been in porn.
Well, yeah.
I did actually almost broker a deal for with Adam and Eve, so I guess I would have done business in porn.
So close.
But,
close.
yeah, I don't know. I sold weed till all the way through school and shit. Then I went to federal prison. Came out of that and fucking worked at a trailer park. I was a maintenance technician at a trailer park because I was told, you're never going to have a fucking job worth of shit because you're a felon and you'll never leave the country and all that kind of shit.
Lord. Yeah.
So after I got out, I only did 5 months, so it wasn't like it was a huge life-changing event, but I did do have the F on my resume that for a while I thought would haunt me, but after that I went back to school for my second degree just because I was like, fuck, I gotta at least show I'm not a loser, be like, oh, I was going to school, not sitting in prison. And then I got a internship at bodybuilding.com, and I guess just kind of took off from there and got to go have a lot of fun.
Yeah. My video pause was restarted. I'm not worried about that.
I just gotta
Just go up and hit it and it'll be fine.
Okay,
I'm not,
sweet.
Well, it's the Instagram, so it goes quick. But it's and then looking bodybuilding.com. Did Mick help you with that? Like, was he there when you
when I got to bodybuilding.com, my buddy Will from high school started. I don't know if you remember Will Wiedemann. He was one of the first employees that Ryan ever hired. So he helped Ryan build out the whole content team, and Will was there for forever. And he got me an internship there while I was going back to school, which I didn't finish because they gave me a job. And so I told the trailer park, fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah, smart.
And then after I got on there, I sat across from Mick, but all I did at the time was just add photos of all the bodybuilders and shit to the side. And I got to look at dudes in bikinis for hours every day.
Fabulous.
Awesome. But then I got to do the bikini, when the bikini league came out, and that was cool. But Mick, he was there, and then he'd have me help him out and shit. And then they had a position on the marketing team, so he went and not only helped bring me over to the marketing team, he actually went to Ryan after I was there for a week and asked if I could be promoted above Mick. So Mick kind of got me that job, and then after I left Bodybuilding.com to focus on Greater Head, he got me working with Damon and those guys. Well, he introduced me to Damon a while ago, and then heard I wasn't at Bodybuilding.com, so he hit me up, and then with him, that's where all the other opportunities came to be able to bounce around and do all the fun stuff. So
see, that's I like it.
Yeah,
it's just one of those. And then we
crazy.
talk this. So are you doing anything So you're here in Vegas.
Yep.
Are you doing anything with the Olympia stuff, with the fights, with
so
your own stuff?
I wasn't gonna come in. I was supposed to be had a meeting up home, but it got canceled.
Yeah.
And some of Damon's guys he invested in that do sun stashes. They make licensed sunglasses.
No, okay, okay.
Cool, really.
Yeah,
a bunch of really cool guys and stuff. And every year they just have a bunch of their buddies come in for what they call Guy Weekend. So I was like, fuck, I just got my license. I'm not gonna get a day off for a long fucking time. So I told him I was coming down.
Oh, so you're just
playing.
playing.
And it just happened to be the same weekend as the Olympia and the fights and shit. So we're just.
You going to the fights?
Just no.
Do you watch fights? I mean, are you a fan? Or are you?
A little. I don't watch anything right now. All I do is work.
Yeah.
I
know that. The world of being an entrepreneur, people are like,
it's
fabulous, you this and cars
I don't
and
even
watches.
like that word, entrepreneur. I'm like, no.
Fuck, it's turned into a bad word.
It is.
You know,
and hustle and entrepreneur are 2 words. I'm like, don't fucking call me that.
I'm just like, I get it. The true core definition of them, I love it. It's fabulous. But
just
what
doesn't mean what people thinking. When you get online and everybody is an owner of their own business, it's like, does your fucking business make money?
Thank you.
No, mine doesn't either, and that's why I don't call myself an entrepreneur, because I just started the motherfucker.
Right, and it's kind of like, I don't really, I'll hashtag it. Come on, let's be real about it.
If you read the definition of it, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been my whole life. Fuck, I was selling baseball cards. I was always hustling and shit. And then now I'm like, oh, I'm not a hustler or an entrepreneur. I'm just a businessman.
Well, you 13 selling weed at, holy crap.
Yeah. Dude, if the pheasants stopped me, my weed distribution thing would be killing it right now.
Okay, it's morbid curiosity. I mean, did you make money doing it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, fuck, dude. Selling weed was awesome.
See, that's
killing it.
See, I went the other route, which I never didn't have to surf. I'm sure it's some sort of a felony. I don't know. Not drugs, but I would as youth, because I grew up fighting. So I was always the strong kid, the fighter kid, and nobody could do, do all this kind of stuff. And I had to make money. So, bouncing around and so on and so forth, without getting into my story, I would get the bullies of the schools and bully them, and then charge all the kids that they bullied, taking lunch money and doing all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
To protect them, so the bully didn't fuck with them, and I would split some of the money with the bullies. So that was like my deal, right?
Yep.
And then so there was one summer, and my parents were like, "Oh, it's awesome, you're thinking of mowing yards, it's just I made like $5,000 in a summer off of this deal, right?" So when you're a kid, when you're 10, 12, when you're not driving, like under 16, $5,000 in 2.5 months.
Hell yeah! I got a job.
Like shit.
My fucking neighbor, he mowed cemeteries. He was a mortgage guy, and then he mowed cemeteries. Paid me $100 a day when I was 12 years old to fucking mow lawns. It was fucking awesome.
Because it was around
one summer, I bought a $2,400 stereo.
Yeah.
I was a pimp.
You're like,
other kids are like, I want to buy a new radio. I'm like, bitch, I got to buy a new speaker for my radio.
You're like this. You're like, you go to the movies, you're like, no, guys, I got this.
Yeah.
You're big shit. You're hot shit back then.
Yeah.
But that's kind of...
And then it all goes away.
Yeah. I think people are born with it, And it's like, for me, working for somebody, the second somebody stands over my shoulder and is like, hey, what are you doing? I'm done. I'm out.
Fucking kills me. Even if I was sending you a text, it fucking kills me to have you over my shoulder. Even if I'm sending it to you, I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
I can't deal with it.
Fuck. Yeah.
Can't deal with it. And I think that's part of the bad word of entrepreneur spirit, is that you can't deal with that suppression.
Can't handle it, yeah.
Like, I know what I got to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's it. Bodybuilding.com worked out well for me for the most part. After a while, that's obviously why I left. But was because of the freedom of like, fuck, that kid works hard, he does whatever he wants. Like, if I didn't show up on a Wednesday, it wasn't like, where the fuck were you? It's like, oh, he was here all Saturday and Sunday, and I just
They didn't care. Yeah.
don't need to talk to him today. So yeah.
See. I just did the
Reset.
Yeah. It just did it too, and I was like, okay, that's awesome.
Oh, you can leave
And then
that.
since yours,
I don't even care about that.
well, I was like, it's there, dude. Just
I'm gonna
grab
keep
it.
looking shit up and not even pay
Yeah.
attention.
You're like, this is what we do.
But Vegas here, they're looking at doing a social use permit. So you're talking like hookah bars and shit like that will be
damn.
legal.
Yeah.
And the only, I've heard on the rant last night on Fox or some shit, people are calling like, well, then people will smoke a joint, get in a car and drive home. The fuck do you think Vegas is with like, dude, do I not go to the bar and get a fucking beer and drive home?
And if you're anywhere on the strip,
Like, that was the big
nobody's
complaint.
driving
I'm like,
themselves
are you
anyway.
fucking shitting me?
Yeah. Like
That's your
you know,
complaint? Yeah.
you're
So-
gonna Uber. Who's gonna try to drive down there and park? Nobody's gonna do
And I
that.
mean, you got like, to speculate where the industry's going to go is crazy because you got delivery already coming.
Yeah.
Like people already do home delivery. That's legal. They have drive-through dispensaries in Portland.
I saw-
and,
yeah, so yeah, I
and
saw that.
Colorado now. Vegas, you're going to be able to smoke. You'll probably be able to go to like your yoga studio, smoke weed, and then do yoga.
Yeah.
All they need is a social use permit. So
That's crazy.
go to the gym and take a bong rip after you do your bench press and
Yeah.
shit. If the gym allows it. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
that's-
there'll be specific gyms or whatever for that. Anything you can think of, I think you'll be able to do. And then, yeah, who knows when Amazon will be fucking delivering that shit to your doorstep.
Super soon, man.
Yeah.
That's yeah. And for me, because of the nostalgia of it, I would like mainstream weed to go the direction of cigars.
Yeah.
To where you know it's the labeling, it's this whole like it's
Yeah.
a experience.
There is a lot. That's what a big focus is, obviously, the experience and stuff. I mean, you're going to have your Walmarts with like really cheap, shitty
But you need
weed
that
and stuff. Yeah.
There's a need for that. Yeah.
And then you'll have your high-end and luxury. Then you'll have like your super connoisseur stuff that would be like your high-end cigars and shit will be like your hydroponics and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yep, or super craft, like some of the guys up in the mountains in Humboldt and shit that do like small batch runs of weed. They grow some shit that's unbelievable.
That's insane,
like,
you know.
So, like, I've even been telling some of them, like, fuck, dude, just do, once you build that craft, like, there's this fucking guy who does, like, craft hot sauces. Once a year, he does one run of hot sauce, and he sells them for an insurmountable amount of fucking money. So I'm like, dude, do it with weed. Like, if you have a name as being an awesome grower and you grow better weed than anybody else, fuck going on a big scale.
Yeah.
Just do it really small and just kill it and do that craft shit that...
I mean, they do it with wine. They do it with cigars.
Yeah.
They do it with pipe tobacco. They do. I mean,
So
why
they'll
not?
definitely be doing that, I think,
Yeah,
really
that'd be-
heavily. I think some of the cool shit is going to be like doing bed and breakfast, kind of like where you would do like a winery.
Yeah.
So like you have a little weed field in the back, you come stay, and we'll like whoever the people will be, they'll teach you how to like take care of the plants, all that shit, and give you your basics, teach you how to trim. You go home with an ounce of weed that you trimmed and cured, and you got to go. And I mean, most of the farms and shit are way up in like the beautiful areas.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it would be
it's like, so it'd be like just
that in
like a
itself,
nice, awesome trip to a really high end winery,
Yeah.
but
a
with
little
weed.
better. Landscape's a little better for
it'd
you.
be a little more fun.
That's kind of okay. Bed and breakfast.
Put like a weedery
Oregon, like-
right next to a winery.
Sure. Yeah, I'm like, how can I swing this? Because I'm running the numbers in the business in my head now. I'm like, get a little place, a few bedrooms, you know. I'm like,
Yeah, that's what
seriously,
my partner, his girl's been a dream to have a bed and breakfast. So it's like, fuck, dude, let's just do a weed one.
Yeah.
Like right up on the coast out there or anything. So it's kind of touristy, or up in the hills where there's a lot of biking and that kind of shit. So you come out, fucking get to stay, get to
You got
smoke
the chickens,
weed, buy
you got
weed,
the-
hang out, everything, and then you can go biking all day, go fucking camping.
That's seriously, that's a badass idea. I'm seriously
That's why, like,
thinking it.
that fucking town that was for sale in Oregon, dude. Oh my god, if somebody would give me the fucking money to buy that, I was like, this will be the biggest recreational fucking town ever. I mean, recreational with weed and actual recreation, but
A tourist
be
trap. in a sense of-
recreational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like seriously, yeah.
yeah.
That would be.
I was like, we can make our own rules. Like, if you're not smoking a joint on the sidewalk, it's a $5 fine and shit. Like, fuck, come on, do whatever we want, guys.
You've got to travel with it, do it.
Yeah.
So that'd be awesome. And
But I
then,
couldn't buy a town, so
no, that's a little crazy.
yeah.
And then if you buy it, can you make yourself the mayor? And then, or is that gonna
Fuck, you own your own town.
That's something.
had, I think, 21 lots. You didn't own the post office because that's federal, but you would own the land the post office was on.
Yeah.
So you'd have a little bit of leverage on the feds.
You could call yourself a
Get
sheriff.
that shit off it. Yep, you can be whatever you want. The weed sheriff, bitch.
Yeah. No star, it's just the
Yeah.
leaf, and you.
Yeah. You're like, oh, it's a criminal thing. You have to call the actual cops.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you need someone to test out, make sure you have good weed. I'm the sheriff.
Otherwise, you're good. You know, somebody hits you in the car, call 911.
Yeah, call the state. We don't have.
Yeah.
We don't have
One city over.
police
We
here.
don't have, yeah. That'd be.
Yeah.
And then I tell you all the real estate, commercial real estate in the malls and shit, they're gonna go down. I mean,
Oh yeah.
do people still go to the malls?
Fuck. No.
Because I'll say, like, I stopped about a month ago because my 6-year-old, we cut his hair. So we went to a Visible Changes just because it was at the mall. It was easy. It was close. And it was dead.
Yeah.
It was dead.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
last
do
time I
people
went to
go?
a mall, I mean, I've been in the mall here when events have gone on.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a different scenario. But like
Destination type stuff here. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
little different.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's all going to crumble. I don't know what the
Well, I
economy
mean,
is
look at
going
all
to
the
do.
Macy's and all that shit that are closing down, and if you don't
Yeah.
have the big department stores, like all those the Foot Lockers and shit aren't paying
They're
the bills
done.
there. So, yeah, I don't know. So, I don't know. I think some awesome ideas for the malls would be to make it kind of like a little, almost like a co-working space with like, you could put like UPS on one end, a FedEx on the other end, businesses in there, restaurants, and it'd almost be like just a business center in the middle of town
Yeah.
because they're pretty centrally located. Or the big thing, fuck everybody, Amazon buys them all, puts their centralized warehouse there, does just like they have in Seattle where you can walk in and out and buy your shit. So if you do need the impulse thing, and then
They've
they
got that
also have
too.
same day delivery, like
That's insane.
they would kill it.
I'm sure they'll do that to some of them, but you take like even our little niche of, side of Houston, is
Yeah.
there's 3 or 4 malls that are all going to go down, plus these
Yeah,
mega
you're not
strips.
going to need all of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's going to be a lot of real estate that people are going to be like,
Yeah.
what the, and that's less than 5 years away.
Yeah, yeah. And what do you do with all that?
Dude, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I have no clue, man.
Turn into storage warehouses and then have shit tons of just little shipping companies so Amazon can hire them out so they can have like 1 hour delivery and shit.
I mean, that's
or
what I'm
something.
thinking. I'm just
Like,
kind of like,
Amazon. The other, I love how everybody Trump and shit hating on fucking Amazon. Amazon just did a fucking hiring event like a month ago for like. Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
I don't know what the numbers were, but it was like 50,000 people they wanted to hire, and only 20,000 fucking people showed up. So people are like, oh, I need a job. Well, fuck you.
yeah.
You're telling me there's not jobs?
It was. I'm gonna say it was within 18 months they wanted to hire 50,000 new people.
Yeah.
And I could be a little wrong on the months, but it wasn't that long.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
That's fucking awesome. That's huge.
And it was right on the tail because he just came out and said, oh, Amazon's fucking small business and hurting these people, and there's
Amazon's killing
12,000
Kmart
people.
and everything.
Yeah, 12,000 people now without their job because of Amazon. I'm like,
Yeah, but Amazon will hire them.
but
They can have the
just said they
same
wanna hire
goddamn
big-
job.
Yeah, so where they're gonna get paid more and have benefits over this podunk bullshit job that they just lost. I'm like, that's a raise. That's an elevation in economic status. And
It's just
you're
people are
bitching
afraid
about
to
it?
change.
Yeah, it's gonna
Afraid to
change,
change,
dude.
yeah.
It's gonna. I don't know how to read it, but it's gonna be cool as shit. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everything. Yeah, that's.
A restaurant's gonna like go from these little things into these massive places now, so it's more of a.
Fuck, I don't know. I think it's gonna be like your premium restaurants will be like a Taco Bell. I'm just kidding. Out of Demolition
Maybe,
Man,
right?
have you seen that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, now you can get fucking married here in Vegas in the fucking Taco Bell.
That's
It's like a
badass.
luxury ass fucking.
That's
Have you
yeah.
seen that?
I saw pictures. I haven't been in there, but I've seen pictures.
Yeah, I haven't
of it.
been in
I was
there,
just
but
dying
yeah, I read an
laughing,
article.
man,
You can get like, what the
That's
who gets married to a Taco Bell themed wedding? How are you going to have a successful marriage if you're getting married over some tacos?
it's
Okay,
Vegas,
I'm not
you
going to
know?
say over tacos because some people love tacos. Over Taco Bell tacos. Like if
There
I'm
we
going to
go,
get married over
yeah.
some fucking tacos,
It needs to be more than 59 cents a dollar.
I'm going where they make some bomb ass fucking
That's what I'm
tacos.
saying.
Like
Yeah.
it'll probably be like a taco truck down the
That's-
road, be like, yo, dude, these are the best tacos around. And our marriage is gonna be solidified by the best tacos in the world. AK, we're gonna be together forever. You get married over some
Right.
Taco Bell tacos, and your fucking
You're
relationship's as toasted as your stomach after you eat the shit. Like it's gonna,
And you know it's the food
gonna
trucks,
squirt right
man.
out the other end, bro.
That's one of the other things I'm Man, if it didn't take so much time, I would love to do a food truck.
Oh, food trucks are gonna take over the restaurant world and shit.
They're so good now.
Yeah.
And then, Houston obviously has lived there. They have these food truck rallies. So we've been to a couple of them. I'm just like, I'm eating it. I'm like, it's fucking badass. And getting all these different fusion foods and all these mixes. And I'm like, this shit came out of a truck. And I'm like, it's better than some of the 5-star restaurants that I've eaten at. And I've been through culinary school and I know all that kind of stuff. And I'm like,
when you watch all the shows, like the trucks are clean, they have awesome food, and the people who are running it are passionate. It's not like a restaurant full of like 80 people who only one guy's passionate about it and he's just needs help. These guys are fucking killing it.
That's man.
And it's mobile. You can it's just
anywhere, just deal your deal.
Yeah.
Health inspector. I'm sure dealing with the health department would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but if we transition to too many food trucks and stuff, then you would just have instead of health inspectors having to go to the fucking restaurant, you have to go.
Yeah.
You just bring it to them.
Just drive on in.
Yeah.
Drive through health inspector.
Yeah. Your inspections at 9 o'clock on Friday morning.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
Be way easier. And if they want to do surprise inspections and shit,
yeah.
That's easy as hell too.
So. You're all over social media. They know
a lot
exactly
better
where
than
you're
going
gonna
to a restaurant and then having people there and being all awkward. At a food truck, you pull up as an inspector, order something, walk around the back, be like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
And they turn shit over in food trucks so fast.
Yep.
All the common problems don't exist in food trucks. All the storage deals and the sludge and the drink thing and all. Dude, no, it's all.
Yeah. Way of the future. Damn, the future, I think, you look at the movement right now where you see so many people who are living in small houses that are easy to move, or the buses that are redone.
Yeah.
There's some fucking awesome portable houses now that people just say fuck owning property and shit.
Yeah.
They just want to be able to travel. So.
And I've seen a couple of the double-decker London buses here that have been redone into mobile homes.
Yeah.
I'm like, with the family, no way. But if it was just me and a significant other, or just me, dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Why have the hassle of fucking a house and all that shit?
It's got everything.
And if you want to go move to Vegas, I have my dad's buddy. He is just finishing this bus. This bus is so fucking awesome. It's got a TV that pops out of the floor at the end of his bed, so that way it can be opened up for partying, or it's fucking fantastic. But he's like, yeah, it's not really anything I travel a ton in. Unless you go somewhere, you park.
Yeah.
And you live there for a few months.
Yeah.
That's fucking even better.
Yeah.
You got, and it's fucking nicer than most apartments I've seen and shit.
And if you have anything, you could do it in distribution.
Yep.
I could do it with doing all this kind of show shit. Because it's all based on just, you need an internet connection.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
That's it.
Electricity and internet, go.
Technology's the shit.
Damn, dude. So bed and breakfast, food truck.
There's food truck.
We got it, man.
We can,
Buy the town. We'll buy the town later. We don't need the town.
You don't need supplements. I don't need distribution, bro. Let's just go start a food truck.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what kind of food.
This industry is frustrating the shit out of me, to be honest with you, but it happens.
Dude, I was going to go today, but last year when I went in there, it's just not the same shit.
It's a madhouse.
It's fucking, yeah.
It's, I'm probably getting in trouble for saying some of these things. There's less exhibitors. People give less, and they feels compacted in tighter. Does that make sense? The overall space is smaller.
Try to make it feel.
Yeah, and then the attendance level is down a little bit, but not enough to do anything. So it's more packed. It's insane, man. And everybody's trying to okay, well, what corners can we cut? What can we not give to make it look like we have more to create an experience? And I'm like, you're just saying fucking experience because you don't want to spend any money on shit.
Well, that's with the SLS here in Vegas. All the other SLSs are super nice and everything. And then I think they use the word boutique here to get away with cheap.
Yeah.
It's a boutique hotel. Or modern. Those are words.
Yeah, modern.
No, it means you didn't put a fucking ceiling in it. You just painted the old ass rafters and all that shit. And you're like, dude, that's one of the oldest fucking hotels here. That's the oldest Sahara. You cheap fuckers, tear it down. This is Vegas. Any other city, it would be awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
But it's, it would be great in Boise or fucking Medford or something.
But modern is it?
Yeah,
because boutique
you don't
is
come to
still,
Vegas and
yeah.
I'm a modern boutique hotel. Especially when you have the SLS name, they're known to, if you go to the one in LA, you're like, yeah, this place is fucking bad.
It's worth it.
You go here and people are like, oh, that's the shittiest hotel on the strip. You're like, oh.
Yeah, you're like, what?
Yeah.
And then they try to, experience.
They got
Like,
great
get that
food
out
and
of
shit
here,
at
man.
Bazaar, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Boutique
That's insane, man.
boutique and modern.
Shit.
Yeah.
Get out. So what's next, man?
So we'll stay away from the supplement industry though, so you don't get in trouble there. So.
I say it all anyway to all the people, so it's not, don't get too much.
Next, we just I just had a conference call today. We're getting our back end software. Kind of our differentiator for our distribution is going to be all the back end and how easy the process is for farmers and everything.
Yeah.
'Cause with cannabis, we have to do this CTS tracking system, which is metric. So you have to do that for the state, and that's seed to sale. So every fucking package and plant or anything you touch has its own little tag to it, and you got to transfer those all the way through. So we got to get our inventory, warehouse management, and transportation software to all be able to read with the state shit through the open API and shit.
Okay.
So, but anyways, we did that all morning. So once we finish our back end, and then our next step will be actually launching in Oregon and Washington. Probably take us three to 4 weeks. They said to get all our data input for the back end systems and everything, and then after that we got our van, everything ready to go.
Are you outsourcing any of it? Are you guys doing this all yourselves?
Well, we hired on a software company that specializes in it, but we do everything ourselves.
Damn.
Internally and shit right now.
I'm like, you need to find somebody at Amazon and steal the shit out of them for like 6 weeks. I'm just like, I'm serious. Like, you just steal them, and you're like, how do we? You don't want to be Amazon. You're not trying to hurt Amazon.
No.
You're just like, how do we get this distribution? Follow that model, man. That's
Yeah.
because they've got it.
Oh yeah, there's. Well, the thing we just have a lot of different stuff because we can't do all the shipping and all that shit yet. So it's pretty simplified. I mean, I'm just going to drive to a farm, pick it up in a van, and get to sell weed legally, just like I did back in the day.
So just like scan and go.
Yep.
That's not.
Just I mean, you have to tell them everywhere you're going. I can't just go pick up weed and then go try to sell it.
Yeah.
You got to pick it up. We got to check it into our warehouse. And then you're not allowed to just drive around with like different pounds of weed and be like, oh, do you like this and shit? So in the system, I got to be like, I'm going to take 1 pound of Blue Dream and deliver it to this location.
Yeah, which makes sense.
So,
I mean, that's.
But it's kind of a bitch because like if I'm selling supplements and I drive around fucking Florida, I don't have to like say, oh, well, these 8 cases are going here. I'm like, all right, I got to sell all of this product. I got to sell all this Optimum weight.
Okay, I got you.
And I can stop at each one and be like, oh, you want to buy 20 cases? Fuck yeah.
So if you go to shop A and they're like, yeah, this 10 units of this weed is great, but you know what? I want 25. You're like,
then I'd have to bring more out later.
It's a total separate thing, even if you have it.
Like for us, it'll be more. Well, you have to put in even if you're going to give someone a fucking sample because you can't give away any free weed. So basically, we would do one day where we'll go give samples out to all of our retails, and then let them then they can just hop in our back end system, see all the live inventory we have, and just be like, oh, this. And then we don't have to over communicate it and shit. Make sure the order's in and it's all tracked through the transportation software and everything. We do inventory management, returns, all that stuff on hand, so it's easier for farmers and all that shit. Because a lot of the guys on that back end, they don't have the business side. They've never had to learn business.
Well,
They've been selling weed for 20 years.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. So we're trying to make it easier, basically, for them
people like specifically farm hemp and weed, or do they do they cross yield their crops, or do they? I mean,
no, you can't. So
I don't know the rule. I don't know the legislation.
Well, you wouldn't. So they got to be completely separate because your hemp will fuck up your weed crop. It'll pollinate it. And, I mean, there's ways around that, and some people say they have like special hemp. But
that's bullshit.
But your hemp will fuck up your weed if you had them together and stuff. It would pollinate it. So there's quite a few companies that'll own both, but you won't have them.
They're totally
you won't have them together at all or anything.
Okay. Because I've always wondered, like with the farms, like you do crop rotations, you do this stuff, because it's just such a different plant.
Yeah.
To deal with. Does that
Well,
make sense?
so hemp, I think, is going to get really interesting too. A lot of people right now are just looking at hemp for the fibers and all that stuff, and then the CBD and shit. One big thing, even back to the CBD stuff, is hemp hasn't been bred to increase CBD until just recently, like marijuana has.
Yeah.
So that's like a lot of your strains in hemp have just been like, fuck it, they produce. There's never been a lot of focus on the type of strain or how it produces or anything. Just fuck it produces. So I think hemp's going to get really unique in seeing how they can breed it and stuff. There's going to be probably a lot of people doing like grafting and different shit that I think is going to come up that people aren't even talking about yet. Who knows if they'll start, because of the way hemp can grow a little differently, if they'll start trying to graft like a certain cannabis onto hemp. Who knows what they'll be doing.
I'm sure they will.
I mean, you see people doing, what is it? Aloe. How do you say that? Aloe vera?
Aloe.
Aloe?
Yeah. I was like, aloe.
Yeah. And they'll take and graft that, and they'll even put weed in the top of that, and all sorts of weird shit. That some people are doing fucking ridiculous shit, and some people are doing cool shit. So
well, because mine was like, before the feds get too in depth in it, you gotta get a couple of genetically modified strains out.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah. So even on that, I don't even know where it's. Because it's hard to protect your strains and stuff because you can't really trademark them right now. There's some loopholes and stuff that you could do, but I don't know. On the strain thing, it's going to be really unique. I think something huge on the strain side where you're going is going to be tissue culture, because you'll be able to save strains. So right now, everybody hates the word blue dream because everybody's growing it. It's the easiest fucking thing to grow, and it grows great. It smells good, like it's fucking good weed, but all your guys in the industry are like, oh, fuck Blue Dream, because it's been around for so long.
Yeah.
So if you have a good tissue culture and you have a good strain of Blue Dream, you go put that motherfucker up for a few years, let Blue Dream die, and then bring it back out.
And you got it.
And that's why
nobody hates it.
So on the strain side, that's why I'm like, fuck, dude, people are going to do really awesome shit there. I just don't know enough about it. Otherwise, that would be somewhere I'd definitely get into, would be the tissue culture and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Now I'm going to chop this part off. Like I'll go through and I'll wind up chopping segments and stuff like that. That makes sense because it's value.
Yep.
So they don't have to listen to an hour to get to the 5 minutes of value. So this delves into the supplement industry here, but CBD oil. What's like one or two key things people can look for to know? I'm going to probably say this the wrong way. What's a little more better, a little more legit? How? Or maybe what's a way people can search to research it? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we can go get that quality and...
Yeah, I mean, well, so...
Because it's not regulated, so it's not...
Yeah, that's where it's tough. Just hopping online and reading a ton of stuff, because most of the shit you can read is fake. So when you're reading it, if you're reading an article about CBD and then it starts focusing on one brand, obviously you can take that for what it is.
Yeah.
Just Google the shit out of it. That's really it. It's hard to say. I mean, like the CW, they're great stuff. It's not working for you because it's fucking hemp CBD.
Yeah. That's the whole.
That's my problem with hemp CBD is it does. There's having studies that show it works a little bit, as I showed you, but when it comes to the marketing and aspect of it, when people hear CBD, they think it's going to fucking cure epilepsy. They think it's going to cure cancer. They think it's going to cure everything that whole plant CBD can do. Yeah. I'm not saying it does, because CBD doesn't cure fucking everything. Like, ever tell people like, oh, you need a better sex life. Oh, get CBD. Like,
no.
Okay,
no,
cool.
It helps, but it's not. It doesn't fix erectile dysfunction. It fixes other things that help that.
Yeah, like it might not be CBD. It could be CBG, CBN, or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
But right now there's so many. Most of them are clean. Any of your stuff on the market that's selling, cross state lines and shit is pretty clean nowadays. Yeah. I wouldn't really have too many suggestions on it.
Yeah. Well, because there's the whole.
Here, the best answer for anybody who is following you, you can just hit me up and ask me. Send me a link if it's...
Oh, damn it.
If it's good.
So you just opened it up.
I know, but it's something I care. I'm passionate about.
Hey, Dean, what do you think about this one? Oh, shit.
People all the time.
These people.
If it's too stupid of a question, I ain't gonna answer it. But
yeah, you'll get the silent answer. Because there's all like the pyramid schemes and multi-marketing and MLMs and all that kind of crap.
Just ask me, because there's so many companies out there that piss me off that are hemp CBD, and then they'll use like fucking kids in football. They'll have a commercial with the kid playing football and shit. I'm like, no, motherfucker, like you're not even. Or they'll have an epilepsy kid and they'll be giving them 99% CBD from hemp, and I'm like, that is not going to fucking stop their seizures.
They don't, but people don't know that.
And that's my problem is the marketing side of it. Is the MLM companies and shit playing off of that. Now, if you tell people, hey, here's hemp CBD, it can help with a little bit of your anxiety,
Yeah.
and some shit, that's fucking great.
And that's
Go
kind of
ahead
what I
and play
liked
it
with
that
CW,
way.
is that they're very honest about that.
Mhm.
And I think I'm going to say there's like 6 people
They're
in
a
their
great
office.
company, yeah. CW is great, and they're
Yeah.
the ones that CNN did the whole thing about with Charlotte's Web. And
I didn't know that, but yeah.
yeah, so
Okay.
CNN, the reason CBD got big is CNN did a special with Sanjay Gupta a few years ago called Weed, where Charlotte's Web, I forgot Charlotte's last name, but it was a little girl who had, I don't know what form of epilepsy or whatever, but they did a special on it, and Sanjay Gupta was against weed pretty heavily.
Yeah.
And then he did this whole report and everything, and I was like, holy shit, like I watched kids in seizures, like, you know, crying on camera type of shit, like lives being saved.
Yeah.
So Charlotte became a national spectacle, and that's when Charlotte's Web came out, and those guys make great medicine, and then they came out with the hemp oil, because that's the only thing they can send across state lines. So I mean, they're doing what they can, and they're really honest about it and shit. So
And they are. I mean,
Yeah.
and even the first order you get, the other ones, they send you the pamphlet, and it's real descriptive, and there's no bullshit.
yeah.
Like, you know exactly what you're getting.
So there, use
Yeah.
CW.
So yeah, we'll promote them
Let's
a little
go
bit.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the safe
Because
one.
there's so many out there that it's like, dude, it's such bullshit.
Yeah.
Even if they have a good product, I'm like, don't play that shit. Like, don't
There's
show a picture.
and I was gonna try to pull images so I can plug, and I may do that. Plug them
Yeah.
on the
We
in the
can even
editing
do a
afterwards.
voiceover on some
That's what I'm
other
saying.
shit.
Yeah.
I'll talk about weed all the time, bro.
And I'm just like, there are some that it's CBD oil and whole plant oil and all that kind of crap. You start reading ingredients, there's not even fucking in it.
Oh, yeah.
There's none in it. There's some nootropics in there, maybe, and some other things. There's no fucking CBD. There's nothing in it. I'm like, but it says CBD oil.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's like
no
some
regulations.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit. So I'm like, you could even buy something that says
Yeah.
CBD oil.
Well, it's like on Amazon, they have something that's like Kush Cakes or something. I was like, oh, fuck.
You're like,
I'm already
yes.
too late. And then I read it, and it was
You're
just
like,
some
no.
lady who has like a bunch of, you know, minerals or fucking herbs and shit in there that are like calming and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me?
Let's see.
Throw Kush on there and shit, but it's on Amazon.
That's.
You can buy everything on Amazon.
Oh, you're like, come
Buy
on.
your
man.
bongs on Amazon now. We buy
Yeah.
all of our grow lights, fucking pots,
It's all
everything.
that,
Amazon's the world.
Matter of time, man.
Fucking awesome.
Shit. All right, so we're Olympia. You know, I got the team dinner nonsense and all that stuff.
Oh
so we
yeah,
gotta
shit.
get-
I don't even know what time.
I have no idea either. So I was just like, well, it's got to be close.
Oh, we're only 3 minutes shy. We're still good.
Oh, damn. That's.
Shit, we're still good.
Talk about, see, the mind.
Yeah, that's
I got the
hustling.
mental clock.
Because your hustle's on point so hard you can.
I got it 60 minutes down to a 3-minute window, man.
This won't smell up your room. Don't worry. Just gotta finish off the right way. Oh shit, the battery's going a little low.
Oh, see,
Let's
it's
see
gonna-
this one. Let's see this one. Okay, it's on. It's a good whiff of that.
Oh, you can tell, yeah.
So that's a live resin from, where do we get this one? Dirty Arm Farms. So live resin is when they take the plant straight, you cut it fresh and press it. So I'll show you some videos here in a minute of how
Yeah.
they make it. But so then this is just how you take a dab.
Damn. And then, so this is in relation comparable to the nitro coffee.
Yeah.
Like it's more potent, it's more.
Yeah, so
yeah.
shit, I don't know what it is on this one, but it's like 90% THC or something.
Damn. As compared to the 1% we were talking about earlier. You're like, what?
Well, that's where the other 99% went. They put
It went into there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's how they maximizing the whole plant, man.
Whew. Well, yeah, dude, there's a dab. I'd have you do one, but you won't make it to your dinner tonight.
No, I'd be gone forever. That's like, it's like, so I was like, when I turn 50, I'm going to have my first drink of alcohol. It's like that type of a deal, so.
I know, that's crazy.
Insane.
So with you've done the CBD, have you ever smoked regular weed at all? Not yet? No?
No. Yeah.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Gonna be a
like,
first time for
dude, like
everything.
drug free. I'm like, dude, the whole,
Hey,
and
that's
the more I learn about it, the less taboo and restriction and barriers and obstacles I'm finding with it.
We only
It's
have
just-
a few minutes, but while we're on that,
Yeah.
have you looked into or do you know much about or read much about microdosing? Or have any thoughts on that?
Very little, because I in your research,
Microdosing, like LSD, all that kind of
yeah,
stuff. They have
because
a lot
you're
of
saying in
moms out
that there was a
doing
lot
it.
of links that went to this other stuff, and then being that I was traveling, I didn't get time to dive into it, but a
Yep.
little bit.
Yeah, look into that. I think it's
Yeah.
awesome shit coming out on it. There's a mom, I think. She microdoses.
It gave me that warning, so I didn't want to miss anything.
But yeah, definitely something to look into is the microdosing
Yeah.
stuff. Because there's a girl I know down in San Francisco now. She, Cherry, she actually come here quite a bit with Super Body Care. She just started a cannabis line that's microdosing. And it's just these little pills and stuff. And they're mainly focused for like women and people who haven't tried it and shit. So it's like 5 milligrams in a little pill. That's fucking awesome.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's still, you can get something on
Yeah.
it up to a
Well,
certain
and I
level,
mean,
yeah.
like, no one should fucking smoke as much as like I do and shit for people like us. But a lot of people who, now that it's not so taboo, may be interested in trying cannabis. I mean, you have
Yeah.
all your cannabinoid receptors and stuff. So microdose at least gets all your cannabinoid receptors firing and stuff. So I'm like, fuck, that's a great fucking idea.
Yeah.
Instead of being, smoke more, take it
Yeah,
off.
instead of like going straight in
Yeah,
and kind of
and
hardcore.
it's just a nice little
Yeah.
small pill. I'm like, that's fucking genius.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it being oily or what you're smoking or anything. Like, as long as you get it from a reliable source, you know that it can be a clean, small dose and see how it does instead of fucking taking a bong rip your first time being like,
It gets
paranoia
intimidating.
come
Yeah,
in
that's what I'm
and
saying,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, fuck.
And there's a lot of women, all the ladies, that watch or whatever, but several of the women that have come message me about the CBD and all this kind of stuff, I'm like, get a small dose.
Yep.
I didn't call it microdose. Get a small dose. Try it on your cycle. When you're PMSing, try it then.
Yep.
It's just an easy way to take something small, subtle. You're not gonna freak, and it's really easy to know if it does something.
Yep.
Because if you're kind of in your normal state and there's nothing going on and there's no stress and you're chill and you can do anything, you're not gonna know.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have a fucking clue. Just yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's a good.
That's just kind of
Yeah.
my thing with the women. Now, men, it's a
Yeah.
whole different. They're all.
Men, just do
fucking
more of
crazy.
it.
Yeah, just.
Before you go to
whatever.
bed, take as much as you fucking can,
and see
and
how
you'll
you
either sleep it off
or you won't.
or it's gonna be a fucked up night.
Yeah,
Like-
and there you go. Now you know.
Yep.
Shit. Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I appreciate
Hopefully
this,
we'll
man.
do it again
Yeah,
soon.
absolutely.
For sure.